things that are inspiring and exciting that make you glad to be alive.
So what, in the immediate time frame, what is your goal for SpaceX now that you've done this, which is a huge accomplishment? What is the plan for you in the immediate time and then the longer range?
Sure. So so we plan to refly one of the landed rocket boosters, hopefully in about 2 or 3 months, something like that. And then so that'll be an important milestone. So far, the stages are looking like quite good, even though they come through quite. It's a really difficult re-entry situation, but they're looking like they're in good shape. And we now have 4 of them, so we want to start reflying them, towards the end of summer, and then hopefully by the end of this year we'll be launching Falcon Heavy, which will be the most powerful rocket in the world by more than a factor of 2. So Falcon Heavy will be on the order of 5 million pounds of thrust on liftoff, which is about 2/3 the size of a Saturn V.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
that's the rocket that took the astronauts to the moon.
Right. Exactly.
So,
in fact, we're launching from the same pad,
very same pad,
from the Apollo 11 pad.
Wow,
yeah.
That's amazing. So you're hoping to launch that Falcon Heavy by the end of this year, you said?
Yeah, that's our aspiration.
Is that, now that's somewhat of a delay from when you first hoped to launch it, right?
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like we had a lot of pressing customers who wanted us to launch it.
Okay.
So in fact, the first launch will not have any operational satellites. It'll be a demonstration launch. And the first operational flights where customers actually want us to launch it are next year. Whereas there's a lot of customers who want us to launch Falcon 9. So about a quarter of our flights are for NASA, but 3/4 are for commercial satellites, like broadcast and communication satellites, or science missions for other countries. And there's quite a backlog, and we had an issue with the rocket last year, so that put about a 6-month hold in our schedule. So we're sort of backlogged on our launches, and we're trying to get them out as quickly as we can, and service our customers. So the launches will take place, every 2 to 4 weeks. There's quite a high launch cadence.
That's a much faster cadence than NASA had, right?
Yeah, it'll be more launches than anything else in the world. So more than Russia, more than Europe, more than China by next year, certainly.
And largely to deliver customers' satellites.
Yeah, there's a lot of broadcast and communication satellites that are going to geosynchronous orbit, and then we'll also be launching the new Iridium constellation. So that Iridium's got a next generation constellation of satellites. I think 60 or 70 satellites, quite decent sized satellites. That'll be, I think, many orders of magnitude improvement over the current Iridium system. So we'll be able to have global broadband. So that'll be a whole bunch of launches, and yeah, and then next year we'll be flying Dragon version 2, which is the one that's capable of taking up to 7 astronauts to the space station. And in fact, Dragon 2 really it's a propulsive lander as well, and it'll be it's intended to carry astronauts to the space station, but it's also capable of being a general science delivery platform to anywhere in the solar system. So,
so where are you going with it?
Well, we're going to send one to Mars in 2018.
Okay. Now, let's talk about
wait. 2018, that's for sure.
Yeah, a couple of years.
Okay. Now, will you be on that flight?
No.
You have talked about this. You said you want to die on Mars, just not on landing, right? Is that correct?
Well, I mean, I think if you're going to choose a place to die, then Mars is probably, not a bad choice.
All right.
But you're not ready.
It's not some sort of Martian death wish or something. But yeah, I mean, if you're going to be born on Earth, die on Mars.
So sending this up to Mars 2018, right? Sending this up to Mars 2018, when will someone like you get there from your plans?
Sure. So the 2018 mission would be our Dragon version 2.
Right.
And that I wouldn't recommend traveling to Mars in that, because I mean it has the interior volume of a large SUV.
Okay.
And the trip for Dragon would be on the order of 6 months. It's a long time to spend in an SUV, I think. It can be done, but probably not ideal. And it also doesn't have the capability of getting back to Earth.
Right.
That seems more important than the space.
Yeah, we can put that in the fine print. You know.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's like the side effects in a drug ad.
By the way,
We
Cannot get back to Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw the movie. We
Yeah.
saw what happened. He got back.
Yeah. So it was good. I actually enjoyed the movie. So.
Do you think he could have gotten back like that? Was that plausible?
Well, I thought there was some connection. It was like 80% scientifically correct. But it did connect a series of improbable events.
Such as?
Say. Well, I mean, I don't think you can sort of just take off from Mars on an unguided rocket, really, and then prick your finger on the spacesuit and navigate to a spaceship. Right? Yeah. Not impossible, just extremely unlikely.
So the Sandra Bullock movie.
But if you're Matt Damon, maybe.
Maybe you have some mad skills, for sure.
So when will people like yourself get there? And I assume you'll be first in line for that.
Yeah. So later this year in September at the IAC, which is the big sort of world space conference, industry space conference, I'm going to be presenting the architecture for Mars colonization. So I think what really matters is being able to transport large numbers of people and ultimately millions of tons of cargo to Mars. And that's what's necessary in order to create a self-sustaining, not merely self-sustaining, but a growing city on Mars.
I'm curious, have you been to space yet?
No.
Why? I mean, you could just go up, right, for a little bit, or not?
I could, I suppose. Yeah.
Why haven't you? Like
I
walked
think I
around
will
the
at some
moon or
point.
something, or?
Yeah, well, yeah, probably will.
Will you do a moon test
well.
before you go to Mars?
Yeah, I mean, probably, I don't know, go to orbit in 4 or 5 years or something like that.
But
again, space and orbit are very different things. You know?
But on the Mars thing, would you send up 2 or 3, whether it's you or not? I kind of would prefer it if you tried it, frankly, but
Sure.
Because it would be exciting. But would you send up some people before you do this whole architecture for colonizing Mars? Just a handful of people to kind of see what.
I mean, the basic game plan is like we're going to send a mission to Mars with every Mars opportunity from 2018 onwards. So, and they occur approximately every 26 months. So, we're establishing cargo flights to Mars that people can count on for cargo. And it's like I said, the Earth-Mars orbital rendezvous is only every 26 months. So there's one in 2018, there'll be another one in 2020. And I think if things go according to plan, we should be able to launch people probably in 2024 with arrival in 2025.
Soon.
Is that a more certain schedule than United Airlines?
Well, I don't know.
Well, he hasn't
there's
been on
certainly some
United
uncertainties
Airlines for
associated with that.
So let's. I'm going to shift.
Anyway, that's the game plan. Like approximately 2024 to do the first to launch the first of the Mars colonial transport system.
I want to get back to what you said earlier about a multi.
This will be a very big rocket.
Okay, very big, bigger than the Saturn V.
Yes.
Twice as big, or what?
September, I'll tell you.
You're not going to say anything till September? Come on.
Very big.
Come on.
Has to be very big.
How big is very big?
So big.
Do you think we should abandon the Earth at some point?
No, I think that's great.
But you have said things.
Why would we abandon Earth? It's really nice here.
You've said things about we may have to abandon the Earth, so it's good to have a plan B. You've said that before.
No, that was Bezos.
I think that's
Bezos.
Maybe, I don't know, but it wasn't me.
All right, okay.
Wasn't me, like Shaggy.
Right. So let's move to things on this earth. Let's move to Hyperloop, Tesla, other things. But let's talk about Tesla first. Sure. Where do you feel like the company is at this point? And there's been lots of activity in self-driving cars, in autonomous, semi-autonomous. How do you look at how everybody's jumped in? Google, Apple, others, and all the car manufacturers.
Yeah, I mean, there have been so many announcements of like autonomous EV startups. I'm waiting for my mom to announce one.
Okay.
It's like, Mom, you too. I mean, there's a lot. So, yeah, I mean, in the U.S. alone, there are 4, I think maybe 5 China-funded EV startups.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
at the $1 billion plus level, like serious funding. And there's a bunch of startups, and then of course the car industry as a whole seems to be moving in that direction. Mm-hmm. Volkswagen just, I think, announced a huge battery factory that they're going to build. And I think these are all good. It's good for the industry to be moving towards sustainable transport as quickly as possible. We open sourced our patents to try to be helpful in that regard. And so it's encouraging to see all this activity. From Tesla's standpoint, we want to take the set of actions that are likely to accelerate the advent of sustainable energy. Scale up production as fast as we can. So we accelerated plans for the Model 3 by 2 years. Mm-hmm. And so we want to try to get to 500,000 cars in total in kind of the 2018 timeframe, which is an aggressive schedule, but